Hello, now we're going to talk about slide number 19, risks and benefits of AI. So for this slide, we're going to use the layout with to content, and I've already entered it here. So you'll see that this one is a title and to content. And the layout I use is actually comparison, because comparison gives you two columns of bullet points, and above you have room to type a title, which is where I type risks and benefits. Now, I also want to show you how I entered the arrows that appear over here. So to insert these arrows, you go to insert, and I use this thing called shapes. So there's actually a lot of shapes that you can insert on your slides as to add a visual interest. And this is the arrows that I use. They're called block arrows. So there's an arrow here going down. So I'm gonna draw this arrow next to risks. So once I selected that shape, you'll see that my cursor has changed into a crosshair. And now I can drag and draw it down here. I can drag it as tall as this bullet list, or I can make it a bit longer. And then I let go, and here's my arrow. And I can drag it here to the side so it's not sticking too much to these bullet points here. And then I want to add a similar arrow here, and I want it to be the same width as this arrow, just so they're even. So what I'm going to do is instead of inserting another arrow here, instead of inserting an up arrow, I'm just going to copy this down arrow. So I right click and copy, and I paste, right click and paste. So I got an identical arrow here, but this time I wanted to point upward. So to make it point upward, you see that if I click on this arrow, there's this icon here that's like a letter C with an arrow. So I click on it, and now I can press on it, and as I press, the arrow changes direction. Then I will let go, and now this arrow points upward. So this is how I inserted these two arrows. And again, remember that for the layout, I use comparison because it gives me this extra two boxes up here where I type risks and benefits. And this is slide number 19.